Hello YouTube, it's been a little bit. My name is KarQ. We have a weekly, well, supposed to be weekly series where we go through some of the Overwatch subreddits, whether it's the main one, the competitive Overwatch subreddit, or OverwatchUniversity. The new season has come out. Hopefully you guys are enjoying us. Let's take a look at some of the most upvoted posts over the past week, maybe 2-3 weeks since I missed a couple of weeks here and there. First bit of news is, as of this video, the G.I. Joe collaboration should be out right now for the G.I. Joe skins. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't really watch this show growing up. So like, this isn't hitting for me. I don't know who Baroness is, although the Widow skin looks pretty okay. Freya, Scarlet, Cobra Commander, Reaper. Isn't this just like the bike skin where like he's on a motorcycle or whatever? It's just kind of recolored. This Genji one, Snake Eyes, and Destro Doom. I don't know if it's just me, and maybe the show wasn't too popular where I grew up, and I feel like no one's really been buzzing around it on social media as well. It may not have been an IP that's been as popular as like, let's say the Gundam stuff, or like the other recent collabs that we've seen. So unfortunately, this one's kind of a miss for me. If you want to buy the bundle, go right ahead. A little too pricey for me. Next is from Jorge Murillo. Hopefully I said his name right. Heya Lucios, I fixed this little notorious corner for wall riding in season 17. Enjoy. So this didn't make it into the official patch notes, but at least now if you play on what looks like Pariso, this little corner by the dumpster, you can actually wall ride here without like your head hitting it, or without the little lip of the ledge kind of blocking you. And I assume this would probably be pretty useful for people who wall climb as well. So I play a lot of Kiriko, and being able to climb on that like a lot more stress-free and hassle-free without it randomly breaking on the ledge would be pretty nice. So that's a cool bit of information to find out here on Reddit. Next post from Gavin Winter. If you guys don't know, he's the senior system designer from Overwatch, Blizz Winter. He says map voting and preferred hero/hero ban timers have been reduced already this season. It's a screenshot from some sort of other Reddit, I guess, and he said, we agree it was too long, so today we reduced the map voting phase from 20 seconds to 15 seconds, and the preferred hero phase from 15 seconds to 10 seconds, and the hero ban phase from 35 seconds to 25 seconds. For competitive play, that reduces the total duration of the pregame by 20 seconds overall, and they're open to reducing it further, so please let us know if it still feels too long. So this is the part where you guys leave your feedback. Right now, I'm okay with the current pacing, but this was actually posted 6 days ago, like a day after the season came out. If you played last week on day 1 of the season and haven't played since, the time has already been reduced by 20 seconds. So tell me if any of you guys have been playing over the past weekend or something, over the past couple of days, if it still feels a little too long. You do need a little bit of time to make some decisions, so you can't like reduce it too much further, but maybe you can take off a few seconds here and there, and like the total cumulative time should be cut down. Or if everybody casts their votes, it should end immediately. I think that's already the case, but I'm gonna be honest, I mostly play Stadium these days, so I haven't really seen too much of the map voting or a hero ban phase. I played it a little bit, but I don't really have like an intuitive feeling of how long it feels. Again, leave your feedback for them, whether in the comments of this video or on socials like Reddit as well. They do read the comments in this video. I think I mentioned that before. Next post, let's answer this question here. It says, anyone know why KarQ stopped his one tip versus every hero videos? Basically title. I can only imagine this was too much, but those videos seem like instant views for him every new hero release. Aha, this was like 14 days ago, and I did see this post. Didn't get a chance to answer this last week because I didn't make this Reddit video. This could probably be the title of the video. Why did I stop the one tip versus every hero? So yes, views are nice. That is true, but I'm just gonna be honest here. As the years have gone on, number one, the views for the one tip stuff are nowhere near what they used to be. If you go back to my videos in 2017, 2018, 2019, the one tip stuff used to like kill, right? It crushed 1 million plus. But as the years went on, you know, I finished all the heroes in Overwatch 1, and as the years went on, they kind of like tapered off quite a bit, like 75% drop in the views. And then it got to the point where the effort to performance ratio kind of got a little too lopsided. I expanded my team, and like I have help with editing now, but then there's a lot of moving parts to making the video nowadays. If you actually go back to when I used to do those, I did everything myself, but that would come at the cost of not streaming as much. I used to stream like 20 hours a week. And then when Overwatch 2 came out, I saw my stream do a lot better. So I put a lot more hours on that. Lately, I've been kind of chilling a little bit. I've been coasting. But then to make the one tip videos, you have to organize time with the guest. First of all, you have to find the guest. Second of all, you have to pray this guest doesn't get into controversy. Stuff like this has happened before. Okay, not gonna name any names, but it's happened, and it's the worst feeling ever. Like, thing is, and then people go like, why did you platform this person? I'm like, bro, how was I supposed to? I can't predict what they're gonna do in the future, and I have to assume everyone here is a good egg. Why did you get this guest? Why did you get that guest? It was a headache. I hated dealing with that. Okay, that's a big reason as well. Number 3, I mentioned the views going down. Organizing time with people and me taking time off of my stream, it's like ROI or opportunity cost is the better term. So I have to take hours off of my stream to like allocate not 1, not 2, but these are usually 3 to 5 hour blocks with a guest, and these times have to align. And organizing stuff with guests is very annoying. If any of you guys work corporate, you guys ever like set up a Zoom meeting or a meeting with the person? It's like even finding the right time slot for 30 minutes or an hour feels like a mental block. And the worst is when me and a guest, we arrange a time and then they forget. And then I just literally took time off to hopefully sit down for 3 to 5 hours and lock in and like write a script with them and come up with some good tips. And by the way, not all the tips come from the guest. A lot of the knowledge comes from them, but they have to be like formulated into YouTube. So we kind of brainstorm, we go through a bunch of tips and we kind of like dial down on what I think is good, what they think is good, go through their expertise, go through my expertise. There's a lot more that goes on under the hood when doing collaborative one tip videos. After I saw the performance of one tip stuff go down in views over the years and seeing how like Mythbusters ended up doing a lot better, doing patch note videos, they did not require that extra person to collaborate with, and for all the reasons I mentioned before. And the views are pretty similar whenever I do patch notes videos, and they're a lot easier to make, and then I can spend my time elsewhere is the takeaway point. So I found it just much more better use of my time nowadays to just do content like that instead of collabing with so many people. I do collab sometimes here and there. I tried it in early Marvel, but even then I noticed the amount of time it took to do it. And like I said, I have editing help now, but I still have to sit down and write stuff with them. I still film with my team, go through the edits. Like they do a lot of the editing, but I still have to add that like final touch. And I like to be a bit more disconnected now because I'm also juggling Marvel Rivals channels. This is my second YouTube channel, the KarQ that you're watching here. I have the main channel, stream. I have real life, like I've been doing Overwatch for a long time, right? With my one tip stuff, I used to live in my mom's basement, but now I have a dog, a home, a wife, you know, I got things to take care of, and like I've had to kind of like step away from like I guess more passionate content. Kind of sucks to say, but the one tip stuff is definitely more of a passion stuff, and I'm not saying I'm checked out of Overwatch, but I'm definitely at the point where I'm just trying to do stuff that's efficient use of my time, but also still pretty valuable, and hopefully me yapping, like doing Reddit stuff like this, hot takes, patch videos, Mythbusters, they're a lot easier to make, and hopefully it still provide pretty good value. And if you guys want like hero specific tips, I just encourage you to find like people who specialize in that hero and then like watch their content specifically for it. I think you'll get a lot more out of that too. But that's a takeaway point. That's pretty much why I kind of stopped doing the one tip stuff. Let me see what the comments say. He said the videos aren't that successful. Kind of true. Makes sense considering how high effort they were and how the gimmick doesn't fit well. And yes, the educational landscape as well is actually something I forgot to mention. People kind of like the quick tips now on like shorts and TikToks, and the long form one tip stuff. Like the series was really cool 7-8 years ago, but it's kind of like been done and reused a little too much. A lot of people kind of mimic and do the style now, and it's kind of like lost that like novelty for sure. And also useful tips. Like there's only so many things I can say in certain matches, especially if I redo the Rhine tips for like the third time. It's like, okay, you have to shield this against this opponent. Like there's only so many funky one-to-one hero interactions you can do, where the best part about improving is not watching one tip videos, but actually watching how you approach the matchup with your teammates and what the enemy team is running, not specific gimmicky stuff. Because there's going to be some gimmicky interactions between specific heroes, but then applying that to all heroes, some tips against certain heroes are going to be they're just going to kind of fall flat for the rest of the video, and it doesn't have that buzz anymore. Umari's in my community, and he kind of answered it pretty well. They don't perform as well. Patch and Mythbusters perform better and are easier to make. Mythbusters can be still a bit of work, but because it doesn't involve getting another creator, scheduling time, much easier to make at his own leisure. True. There hasn't been one of these for a while, mostly because stadiums and new content custom games are okay. This is 14 days ago. It's available. Mythbusting, I like this take though. Mythbusting videos do replace the one tip stuff, because most tips end up repeating themselves about using the same part of the kit. Like I remember when I remade the Sombra tips, they're like, oh, so you're just supposed to hack them? That's the whole tip video. I'm like, well, yeah. You know, like I guess timing the hack is another big part. Anyways, Mythbusters can mention that once, then move on to other obscure interactions that don't need to be shoehorned in as a tip for a specific hero and then repeated over and over. That's another big takeaway point. But yeah, I yapped on this too long. Let's move on. Map voting leads to this far too often. It says players have left the match. It definitely takes more time, which is not the point of quick play. It definitely should not be part of random heroes. That's kind of the point of, right? You mean mystery heroes, right? Far too many leavers when they don't get their map. It wasn't an issue when the choice wasn't there. I haven't even seen the new map because people vote against it each time. I think I played the same 5 maps all day. I like the maps, and now I don't see some of them at all. This should be a comp only feature at most. I'm missing much of the game that I want to play. Now I get so excited to play certain heroes and certain maps, and now I just don't get to play those maps at all. Okay, first of all, if you're going to have it in quick play, you just let the map vote finish out, and then just let it backfill. You don't have to cancel the whole game. So let it auto backfill. Number 2, for your map choice and quick play, why not do option 1, 2, and the third one be complete random? That's what it used to be in Halo 3 when I played back in the day. A complete random one. I actually feel like if people don't like the first 2 choices, at least you get a random roll on the far right option, and that can kind of simulate what the game used to be like pre-map voting era, especially for quick play. You don't have to have the random map on competitive, but random on quick play, sure. And then the last point here, take it at mystery heroes. I agree with that. I think the whole point of mystery heroes with mystery heroes, mystery perks, might as well have a mystery map too. Done. Next is, what do we think of Aatlis? I would have more opinions of Aatlis if I could play the damn map. I got to play it a few times when I forced it in custom games, but that's because I have streamer privilege and I was able to gather around people to like force the map. But I feel like for everybody else who's like trying to queue into this, people aren't getting too much good valuable data. So what do we think of Aatlis? I can't give you anything tangible. In my 2 games I played on it, I'm like, it's fine, but like that's not enough to give you a good opinion right now. So like, what do you think? Let me actually read what people here are saying. Oh, hey, you guys get to play it? Shocked emoji. Yeah, that's what I mean. Is it available in arcade? Because usually when a new map comes out, there's usually like an arcade slot where you're able to force the new map every time. That needs to be a thing. If that's not a thing, it used to be a thing. Hopefully it is. It's very pretty. I agree. Thoroughly hybrid enjoy, but I can see why people like it. Most people say they like it. It's pretty, but playing on it is messy. Played it 3 times, but I quite like it. It's a Lucio playground. Not a fan at the moment. I think mainly for the first point, but it has to grow. Very claustrophobic. Where are people? Yeah, this is just a learning curve right now, so I think people just need more time. So far, I don't think anybody here has a good formulated opinion because everybody here has less than 10 games played on it. So take this with a grain of salt. SaveAFox founder Mikayla Raines passed away at the age of 31. Kiriko's kitsune spirit is voiced by the foxes of SaveAFox Sanctuary. Okay, so I saw this make wave on social media a week ago. It's very sad that someone got bullied to the point that they had to take their own life. Please, you guys need to... Not you guys, but like people on the internet suck, man. Let people live their lives. This is just... It's messed up. And it's kind of sad because I feel like based on what I've read, everything that she did was like, you know, for the betterment of the foxes and the animals that she cared so much about, the foxes and stuff. And it's kind of cool that Kiriko's spirit foxes, where Blizzard actually brought out a sound crew, set up a bunch of microphones and record the foxes there all night long. And they were nice to make a generous donation. I think that's awesome that they did that. And it's very sad to see that this is how it ended. The story doesn't end there, right? And hopefully this is like a wake up call for people to like kind of stop the bullying and targeted harassment that, you know, people just go through and endure every day. Like, stop doing that to people, you know? There's people behind these screens and sucks to see. That's all I can say. Next, on a lighter tone, we have bro is high and still blames supports. Bro is unconscious in the hospital and is blaming... Okay.
Because I got nobody healing me.
Wow, even when he's out of it, he's still fucking game or something.
You look like my father. You play as a perfect 76. He's my healer, bro. Nobody's healing me, and that's why we're not pushing. That's not why we're not able to push the damn robot. And you tell her.
Bro, that's a nightmare. If I'm in the hospital and I have to imagine myself playing Push the robot? Bro, why Push? Why not like King of the Hill, man? Or Control, excuse me. Or Payload, or Hybrid.
To start healing. Just so we can push the damn robot up the hill. You sound like a healer too. Can you heal me?
Absolutely.
Just so.
Where do you need to be?
Because we're losing the match. What do you mean, where do I need to?
I was gonna say, how did we know this is just healing? It could be like any game, but then he said you look like a 76. I think that's his dad that he's pointing at. You look like a good soldier 76. Man, that's a good post. That was a good post. A good, funny, humorous one. Next, another humorous one, I think. Some DPSs be dodging heals better than the enemy's bullets. Okay, I'm gonna mute this just in case I get DMCA'd. GG, no heals. That's a soldier sprinting away to a health pack. I've seen this clip before. I think this is a compilation. This Orissa's just running. Dude, this is one of the most infuriating things as a support is that, like, when you ask for heals, you don't take a glance and gander to see where they're at, too. It goes both ways, especially if you're actively looking for heals. Get out of cover and stop playing Dead by Daylight with your own goddamn teammate. Hello? Like, it's fine if you get a little confused. It happens in the heat of battle. At the end of the day, don't. If you type those 3 words, GG, no heal. GG is a word, 2 words. Good game, no heal. If you type those words after dodging my heals all game, to that one person, I just want to talk. Oh, I know what this is. This is the single vote for Runa Sapi. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is it? 7 to 1. but the one gets picked. It'll happen. The percentage is low, but it'll happen. I think I mentioned it in the map voting suggestion earlier that I think the third one being a true random would be really nice as a choice as well. Especially because I'm like, Rinasapi, Kings Row? Okay, I'll vote for Kings Row. But let's say you offered me New Junk City and Esperanza. What if I just don't feel like playing either? Give me the third shot option as pure random, and let me vote there. Next, 10% Bastion size reduction proves to be a huge advantage. For those who don't read the patch notes, Bastion's hitbox got a 10% reduction this past week since the season started. What do we have here? Yeah. Oh, a classic. That's the Genji's fault. Genji needs to have the situational awareness right there to be like, can Bastion truly cover that much distance? Check your corners. I actually think no matter if he was 10% smaller or not, he still wouldn't have checked, so it doesn't really matter here. Maybe his gun didn't stick out. I think it's actually the height of him that got changed more so than his gun sticking out or anything like that, so. Well, he made it out. Oh, let's see it from the Genji's perspective here. He sees the Bastion. Okay, he's just blind. Batosai. Wait, that's his name here, the Genji's name. That sounds familiar. That sounds like it's from an anime. I feel like I've seen an anime where like some character yells Batosai somewhere in there. Hey, somebody knows the reference, let me know. Time to start banning Tracer from 7 days ago. Oh yeah, because Tracer this season got a 0.5 damage buff to each of her bullets in a primary fire. Seems like not a lot from 5.5 to 6, but 0.5 and there's so many 40 bullets that fire out non-stop from Tracer. That's a big buff. Why are we doing this? And the reason why I bring this up is because Tracer has had her damage bullet nerf from 5.6 to 5.5 to 5, 5.5 again, and now to 6. When it was at 5 in some point in early Overwatch 2, she was still being played by pros. And I don't care if the stats say her win rate's bad at low ranks, like, she is a high skill ceiling hero and you can always be effective. She does a job that no other flanker can do with her mobility and her angles that she can take. You could keep her at 5 damage per bullet and she would still be amazing. And she has the DPS passive got buffed this season too, right? So like, why we bring this back to 5.5 to 6? I think we should just left it at 5.5. What are we doing here? I'm banning Tracer every game. All right, final post of the week is this post here from 5 days ago from Unter. He says partnered teams, I guess in OWCS, were asked about making Stadium the game mode for esports. Now, I didn't want people to overreact to this because when I saw this, I remember seeing this on socials and I was like, I don't think that's necessarily true. They're probably just trying to gauge interest, but they never definitively say that that's going to be a thing. I think it's totally fine to kind of scope the landscape and see what the interest is like out there. But a lot of people like to take that and run with the headline going like Overwatch or like whatever. X is doing this, X is doing Y because of Z. And they don't really like realize what they're asking or like they don't know the difference between making a true factual official statement versus gauging interest. And to clarify right away, Sean Miller, here's a bad screenshot, but I think if we go actually on X or Twitter. While Stadium is a ton of fun, we don't plan to make it the primary esports game mode, but we do plan to continue to experiment with different competitive events like the Stadium Showdowns in both Asia and DreamHack Dallas, as well as a show match at Champions Clash. And there you go. We nipped that in the bud right there. But obviously, if a lot of teams were like, yeah, Stadium is great and we should have like an official esports, then they'd probably take it a little bit more seriously. But internally, they were probably asked. Some people ran away with the headline. But to be fair, I think keeping it as like a casual show match mode would be great. If you guys want to invite me out to do some more show matches, I'm down. I've done a few before in the past. I think I did the last one I did, it's been a while. I think I did the Alari showcase in like 2023 at the grand finals at Overwatch. But hey, Overwatch, if you're listening, I'm down to do whatever. Let me know. And I think that's it for this week. Thank you for listening to me yap. Bye.